All right, so I told you May 28 marks another significant day. It is the anniversary of the birth and the death of our fifth Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Edward Phillip George Seaga. It's been a year since his passing, and so it's significant that we remember him today. There he is.
Yeah, yesterday I was driving past Benham Town, and I saw a picture with the date under the bottom when he was born and when he died. And I thought to myself, a year has passed so fast.
Yeah.
Like I know a year has gone by, but so many things
So
have happened.
quickly.
And it seems as if,
Yeah, like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
So, we continue to recognize his contribution to politics, to society, to music, in a number of areas.
Sports.
Yeah. You name it. So I want to recognize Edward Phillip George Seaga. And in doing so as well, we recognize also the passing of Martin Henry, our media colleague, who, if you remember, Martin was right here at TVJ, was on a panel discussing Mr. Seaga, and then his untimely passing happened as well. So this morning we just want to salute two great men and the work that they do.
Indeed.
The next one, I don't even know if I want to go there. Oh, that's
Well, I'll start it for you.
You
Economy may shrink up to 14% in the June quarter. Yep, the Jamaican economy contracted by an estimated 1.7% in January to March 2020 quarter, compared with the corresponding quarter of 2019, and is projected to decline by 12 to 14% for the April to June quarter. The TVJ Director General Dr. Wayne Henry said, however, that the pace of economic growth could be enhanced if there is a stronger than anticipated global demand associated with an early rebound in global economic activities and quick recovery of key industries. So
my thing, and I keep saying this.
Yeah.
You see, when you said the economy may shrink up to 14% in June quarter, sometimes I want people to explain that in real terms for people. Because sometimes we hear them things then and them I say, yeah, but they don't realize that what this means is that jobs are going to be affected, income is going to be affected, your bills are going to be affected, how you survive.
Yeah, I remember we spoke about losing some of our key industries, so tourism, remittances, that made up a bulk of
chunk.
Of our resources in terms of income and all that. So losing those two, it's almost as if it's a reason why the economy is going to shrink up to 14%. But people are hoping for a quick recovery, a V-shaped recovery. It's like when
so you got 14 and then you bounce back up to...
That's the expectation, that when the restrictions are lifted, people can travel more and they can spend more money. And industries are open, ports are open across the world, so you can ship here, ship there, so you can... And I think that's the hope for most people.
Well, the thing for me is, as I say, is explaining that this is what it means, and then to say to people, okay, so everywhere is open, but it don't mean say we're going to keep importing stuff and that, because then it means we'll keep bringing in more. It might shrink a little bit more. Yeah. What do we do?
And I think you made a good point about explaining that in layman's terms, so to speak, because people will see that and they'll say, all right, what does 14% mean for my job? What does it mean for me and my family? What does it mean for my household? So I think that is what needs to be explained, because this is a projection that was done based on what happened last year at this time. So, and then maybe when we get to next year, when the economy recovers, it's going to be a huge jump as well. So
we're hoping, because if you're saying it contracted by 1.7% in the January to March quarter, and then it's 12 to 14, that's a big difference,
Between massive.
1.7 and 12 to 14. So, and that's what I was saying to someone, that I get the impression that people believe once we get past, COVID will always be around. It's a virus, it's not going nowhere. But once we get past the worst, I think people feel like it's just going to be okay overnight. But we have some work to do, and we have to mentally prepare that we have some work to do and get to work.
Yeah.
Get to work.
Dr. Henriette also said the fiscal year 2020-2021, among the key assumptions underpinning the current projections for economic performance are that there will be no major second phase outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic in Jamaica and globally, and that the rate of contagion will remain within manageable bounds for the health sector's capacity. So that is the hope. That's where things are hinged on right now.
No second COVID. Now come.
Well, you know, but what's funny though, Dela?
Jamaica.
It's the tail end of things are always the part that stings, you know.
I'm binding it.
No, I know you're binding it, we're all binding it, but it's a reality. It's a reality. Like when we get complacent, as you said earlier, and you put your guards down, that's when things come at you. So we just have to be mindful and continue to follow procedures.
And like last night, I think of me when I feel the heat till I saw people saying, no, this heat, I have to turn on 2 fan. Why is it so hot? It's so hot, it's so hot. And a friend of mine said, and this is the kind of heat that's out at sea that creates other problems. I'm not even going to make that word come out of my mouth. Creates other problems.
Which word is that?
Nothing.
Let's start with H?
Nothing. So we have to just, it's same one. So we just have to be careful and focus.
All right.
Again, this one's not such good news. The JDF is under fire because there are fresh allegations of a soldier killing a 44-year-old disabled woman in Augustown on Wednesday. So it's put the JDF under the radar because now there are rising reports of assault and other criminal conduct. The Indicom, up to May 28th this year, which is today, has so far commenced probes into at least 18 incidents involving the JDF. And human rights advocates have long warned that the militarizing of crime suppression might ultimately undermine civilian security because soldiers undergo specialist training in full throttle combat. It's alleged that Suzanne Bogle, that's her name, was shot inside her home shortly before 3 p.m. by a soldier during a police military operation. And her family, of course, they're demanding answers and a swift and thorough investigation.
You know, we see these incidents like far too often when it comes to our military people and our servicemen. The part about them being trained in full combat, full throttle combat, we have to pay attention to their mental well-being as well. And I'm not sure how much is done for them because it really does take a toll. You know, when you think about soldiers who have gone to war in Afghanistan and those places and they come back with PTSD, how much that affects them. I think our servicemen or military people need to get their proper attention. It's more than just getting up and doing things like that. You know, if they don't get professional help, it's going to affect them in their working role and in their family as well.
Yeah, and by extension, I mean, we have to get a hold of crime because when crime gets to a level that we have to bring in full throttle combat to control it, then we're in a bad place. So we really have to start finding some solutions, and it's on us, you know, as citizens, every single one of us. We are the ones, and when I say we, I'm not saying you're a criminal, but Jamaican people commit crime against Jamaican people in our country as well. So we have to get to a space where we minimize what's going on because it's too much. Our condolences to the family of Suzanne, and you know, we really hope that everything will be thoroughly investigated, and then at the end of it, they'll get some closure.
Yeah, and I remember a couple of years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, when Augustown recorded 0 deaths and 0 crime.
Yes.
And so it shows that we're capable, you know, as a nation. If Augustown could do it, we all can do it as well. So again, we have to just be mindful of our brothers and sisters.
We do. So this one, you know, Lord Jesus, I'm telling you, I can't find no good news to give you this morning. Have mercy. Tenants who may be taking advantage of stalled eviction proceedings because of scaled-down operations at the island courts will soon have their day of reckoning, warns Chairman of the Rent Assessment Board, Rose Bennett Cooper. She says for the past 3 months, she's been working with tenants and landlords to find amicable solutions to the problems spawned by COVID-19 and it significantly impacted the landscape of landlord and tenant. It really, really has. And Dwayne, me don't know where the midpoint are gonna come, because the tenant them not have it. Them not have it. But the landlords have a right to get their money, because some of them,
because banks calling them.
bank call them. Because a landlord that rent you somewhere, don't mean say it don't pay a fine.
Yeah.
They very well may still have a mortgage, or them don't pay off the mortgage, and the rent that you are paying is what is helping them to pay their bills at home. So I don't. There are some things I don't have a solution for, and this is one of them.
Yeah, it's more than just the landlord and the tenant. A lot of things are involved, because the courts get involved and the banks get involved, because the banks are the ones asking the landlords for the money, and then landlords asking the tenants. So I don't think people are taking advantage of.
But I'm saying, even if it's not a bank though, there are people that will rent your place, like they've done paying the mortgage now, and them spend years sacrificing to pay the mortgage, and now the rent is what pay their bills at home. So if they don't collect the rent, for them light or cut off.
Yeah, and it's a difficult thing to understand, because if you look at it, Delia, it's almost as if it's
the
tricky.
chicken and the egg, I don't know how it's going to work out.
Tricky.
COVID has presented some problems that certainly I don't have the solutions for. There are people out there who do, and if you can solve it, because this landlord-tenant thing is not going to.
And we can't treat with it like everybody else, because we're not the same. We can't say, US is doing this or England is doing that. So
all right, Harris having enough. It's still to come. We have a chat with author and veteran Rob Hill Senior. Boy, whoa. But first, here's News in 5.